And that is why you don't try to out-dragon a dragon slayer.
Yes, wonderful. Was that an element?
Excuse me?
I never see long swords with element. How quaint. You are just so cute.
I'm not cute, I'm a goddamn menace! Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, Update 3.0 has arrived. The story is complete and we have our most complete look at builds so far in Monster Hunter Rise. With the ton of weapons getting upgraded to their final rank, a new weapon being added entirely, and some new armor too. What has it resulted in? Well, for many people, not too much of a change. Your standard builds will be mostly similar, unless you really want to dig into the Valstrax armor gimmick, which personally I quite enjoy doing, but today isn't about that. It's about the other unsung hero here. Elements. Not necessarily because of added armor, at least not quite so much as because of the weapons that have been upgraded. In fact, making some weapon categories that don't necessarily do too great with elements have a far better time. In fact, today's subject, the longsword, is now situationally optimal elementally, meaning for some monsters it is actually better to focus element with one of these swords, so why not dig into that and really focus element? Today's build is for all the longsword users out there who are tired of Nargacuga weapons, tired of Tigrex weapons, maybe even tired of Chameleos longsword somehow, in which case you're really crazy because that thing is absolutely bodacious. But regardless of the individual weapon that it's tied to, I'm tired of raw attack stacking as a whole, and I bet a few of you are too. It's time for Elemental Longsword to take hold. Of course, different elements use different weapons, which means the build will be a touch different for each one. The two main elements that are really the strongest, the two that I'll be focusing on here, as they're the ones truly worth using against monsters that are weak to them, are Ice, based around the Kushala Daora longsword, and Dragon, based around the Valstrax longsword. Both of these are special for their own unique reasons. We'll be starting off though with the Ice version of the build, as that's what you're seeing in the background right now. For the Kushala sword, you'll want to nab yourself the Kushala Daora Soul ramp up skill, which increases your affinity with every consecutive attack. 25% increase after 1 hit, 30% increase after 5 hits. We won't need to worry about the 5 hits part of that today, so essentially think of this as a permanent 25% affinity, excluding your first attack after a break. For the armor, we'll be grabbing the Teostra helmet, Barioth chest piece, Rathalos gloves, Anjanath waist, and then Rajang legs. You can use this build in some capacity with any talisman that has two slots inside of it, but the really perfect yet still achievable talisman is 2 quick sheath and 2 slots, which is what I have slotted in today, just because quick sheath is really nice for longsword. It's a great quality of life skill. The decorations used in this build are 5 ice attack, 3 tenderizer, 3 speed sharpening, and 2 protective polish, for a final total skill list of 5 ice attack, 4 attack boost, 3 critical eye, 3 critical boost, 3 weakness exploit, 3 quick sheath, 3 speed sharpening, 2 protective polish, 1 latent power, and 1 maximum might. Maximum might has a very reliable uptime with longsword and the playstyle that it has, so just count that as 10% affinity in general. Combine that with the 25% from the ramp up skill, the 15% from 3 critical eye, and then the 50% from weakness exploit, and what do you get? A real neat and tidy 100%. The latent power is a byproduct on the build, but it's there, yeah. As far as your effective raw damage for the build, you've got 190 attack multiplied by 1.05 for attack boost 4, plus 7 for attack boost 4, multiplied by 1.32 for white sharpness modifier. Then we have 100% crit on full crit boost for a simple 40% damage increase, up to a full end number of 381.6, on top of which our ice attack of the build is 58, which is a very good chunk of ice. No, Goss, I wasn't talking about your left hand.
Oh.
But that is a good chunk of ice too, buddy. And as a whole, if you put that against a monster weak to ice, it will just do wonders. The alternate version of this for Dragon Element, of course, starts off with the Valstrax Longsword, which is used to its full potential against Bird Wyverns, Flying Wyverns, Brute Wyverns, Piscine Wyverns, Fanged Wyverns, and Leviathans, with the Wyvern Exploit ramp-up skill that increases your damage by 5% straight up against any and all of these creatures. It's worth noting you can actually use this version of the build with the Rathalos longsword using the element exploit ramp up and replace all dragon attack with fire attack, and it will be an incredible fire attack set too, if you feel the need for that element, that is. Back to the dragon set, your armor set will be the Teostra helmet, Barioth chest piece, Lagambi gloves, Anjanath waist, and ingot legs, using the same talisman from before. Your decorations in this are 3 tenderizer, 2 critical boost, and 5 dragon attack, as well as 2 empty 1 slots to do whatever you want with, as well as 1 empty 2 slot to also do whatever you want with. This results in a full skill list of 7 critical eye, 5 dragon attack, 4 attack boost, 3 critical boost, 3 weakness exploit, 3 quick sheath, 1 maximum might, and an incidental bonus rank of ice attack for our dragon sword. 10% affinity from maximum might on top of 40% from critical eye, then 50% from weakness exploit make up our 100% affinity within this build, and our effective raw works out thusly: 180 raw on the weapon multiplied by 1.05 because of attack boost 4, plus 7 for attack boost 4, multiplied by 1.32 due to white sharpness modifier, then a 40% increase for 100% affinity with full critical boost for an end number of 362.2. But Wyvern exploit also boosts all damage by 5% for the real end total of 380.3, with the exceedingly chunky addition of 50 dragon attack, which of course is also affected by Wyvern exploit to actually realistically be closer to 52.5 dragon attack, for what little difference that makes. Now that we have finally gotten all of the equipment and math out of the way, let's talk about the fun stuff: how to play and what switch skills to use. Starting with the latter, drawn double slash is a must-take in all situations as it is simply better. Spirit Reckoning combo is my choice here. It does a bit more damage at the cost of being a bit harder to hit the attack, so this one is slightly more of a personal choice. Finally is the main reason that I am excited by the pure concept of Elemental Longsword, Silkbind Sakura Slash. This attack is built around the idea of a ton of fast damage ticks from one attack input, and what's the best way to take advantage of that? Elements. Yes, Helmbreaker does more damage than Sakura Slash even in this build, but the gap is far lesser here than in a raw build, and as a result, the idea of Sakura Slash not spending your red spirit gauge becomes very, very strong indeed. For those of you who literally never miss a parry, Soaring Kick may still be better, but for the average player using this build, I would say Sakura Slash will get you a bit further in your journey. Not to mention it is also just thematically perfect, as there is simply no other build to make Sakura Slash this comparable to Helmbreaker, so I know which one that I am choosing personally. As for the playstyle, if you are using the ice version of this, then you need to make sure that to sharpen once every 60 seconds to activate your protective polish. This allows you to keep white sharpness for the entire time. For the dragon version, you'll rarely need to sharpen in the first place, so it's pretty simple. Then in both builds, your objective is to use Sakura Slash at the start of the hunt to reach red gauge as fast as possible, then just play longsword normally. Sakura Slash is incredible damage if you can line up a good double hit on a weak body part, but the point of elemental builds is the power of quick, repetitive, relentless hits, so the main deal here is uptime. Keep hitting the monster, use normal attacks, use silk binds, just keep your offensive work up. And hey, it's worth noting that your special sheath counter is far better elementally than it was in the previous game, as it does 4 ticks of damage now instead of the 2 that it did before. It's just better for elements. All in all, what we have here is Elemental Longsword, perfected to the point of killing any and all relevant targets in less than 10 minutes, playing a nearly normal playstyle, simply taking advantage of elements instead of the monotony of raw attack. I love playing like this, and more options is always fun, however they present themselves. Alright everyone, I've been Cotton Dinosaur, and these have been 2 Elemental Longsword builds. How do you feel about them? Are there any particular playstyles that you'd like to see us turn into a beautiful blooming flower of a build? Like if you like this video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet. Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world our stage. Goodbye.